Yes, sir.
Kept you from all harm. What a blessing that is to know that God is keeping me and all that I'm dealing with and going through. God bless you today. Listen, I've got one of Deacon Harrison's brothers already standing, Uncle Melvin. That's him right there? Oh man, I'm in the family. I know what I know now. Don't play me like I'm short, Jason. Don't mess with me. Uncle John is here. Uncle John, just wave your hand or stand if you like. That's his other brother there. Uncle Ivory is here. Wave your hand, Uncle Ivory. There you go. Uncle Freddie is here. Uncle Freddie, there you go. All right. And he's got Norma Jean, Ma in the house. Ma is here. What a blessing it is to have you here with us today. His brothers and his sisters, those that remain. And I've been here for 5 years now, and I saw the brother-in-law, Brother Charlie, pass. I came right after Auntie Sally. I mean, right after. I was here maybe just a couple of months after, and Sally had deceased a few months. We were able to go to Kansas City and be with Aunt Gloria. Oh, I get around, man. I can don't play me like I'm short, man. I'm in the family now. I mean, I'm here now. Can't get rid of me that easy. Thank you. And all these good-looking folk around here, Lord have mercy. So, let me just hang with them a little while. What a blessing it is that we have shared today in this beautiful, beautiful occasion. Although our hearts are saddened by the separation from Deacon, but our hearts are glad to hear your experience with him, your time with him. It was well spent. And what a blessing that has been. Thank you to all of the preachers who were scattered throughout the building. I saw some who were here earlier, some had to leave, I think. And I've got all of you all who have been so patient to stand around the walls. Thank you so much. This is what church used to look like. Oh, the days of yesterday. I wish we could go back to them sometimes. I won't deter you long. I'm going to read from Matthew chapter 8. I'm going to read one verse there. Verse 27. Thank you, Vaughn. You have read, you have said, and almost preached my sermon today. We're praying for this Harrison family. Cousin Jessie May. You know, you see her over there with that hair all white now. But I got some pictures in the back, sugar, where that hair was pretty black. And she was standing tall, standing strong. Because you know, to get a good-looking man, y'all gonna catch that back down the rock road. You're gonna get it. Get it. Let me talk to the folk in the overflow. To get a good-looking man, let my wife stand up. Baby, stand up and let's see if I can see clear and see good. I may look like I'm behind, but I'm not. Thank God for you. Mother Jessie May has just in this last 6-7 weeks or so has been through great storm, great trial. She's lost sister, brother, and now a husband. Only the strength of God could stand you up and allow you to just mosey on in here in your right mind. You actually have the audacity to be crazy if you want to. You really do. I mean, think about it. Lose some folk you really love back to back to back. And if you're not really undergirded and held together, you'll lose your mind. And only the help of God could pull you through all of this. And here we are together to celebrate this life, but separation is hard. It's hard to deal with, hard to stomach. I came down here 5 years ago, and I was at the time a musician. And I had a keyboard sitting right over there. And the folk had allowed me to come down here and play a little music. And I was in the back, in the office back there. I just come do my job, and I get on back down the road. I was sitting in the back just waiting on my time, and lo and behold, a man comes in with those square shoulders. A nice suit on. Looking good. Talk back to me somebody. And smelling good. And talk to me like he had been knowing me my whole life. Was just kind and compassionate. And then when I got out here, because he didn't know me from Sam, when I got out here, I sat down at the keyboard, and I went to try to do a piece of what I was doing. And he looked, oh, you the keyboard player. I said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so we had a connection because he then thought he could strike out on any song like I'm supposed to be able to catch them all. We had us a good time together. When he would come over to sing, he would say, I hope Reverend could catch me. And then he would just strike out on song. And we would do our best to try to help him sing and sound as melodious and as harmonious as he could. And you know about his beautiful voice that he had. Sometime after that, I was riding home with my wife, and we were talking about the good-looking Deacon. And she had hugged him a few times, and she said, ooh, good-looking Deacon smell good too. I don't want no problems with good looking. I let that one slide. There's too many dogs in here. I'm in Matthew chapter 8. I'm going to move through here expeditiously. Matthew chapter 8, verse 27. I'm only going to read that one verse. Listen to what it says. Thank you, Bob. But the men marveled, saying, what manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him? What a man, what a man. What a mighty good man. Listen to this. Let me move through here. Don't think I don't love Jesus, but let me tell you this. In Vogue and Salt and Pepper came up with a song some years ago. And the song was named, What a Man. And the chorus was, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. Can I share with you some of the verses? I know you're in church and you're sanctified today, but let me just give you a few of the verses. Listen to this. I want to take a minute or two and give much respect who is due. I know ain't nobody perfect, but I give props to who deserve it. And believe me, y'all, he's worth it. Here is to the future, because we got through the past. I finally found somebody who would make me laugh. And then they would holler out, what a man, what a man. What a mighty good man. Let me keep going. This man is smooth. Got a voice with some bass. Got a good body and a Denzel face. Smart like a doctor with a good rep. Always relaxed with a good pep. Lynn, where are you? The change giver. Always got a gift every time I see him. Others want to, but they can't be him. He dresses like a dapper don, even in jeans. He's a God-sent original, He's the man of my dreams. Always has a heavy conversation stimulating my mind, which means a lot cause good men sound like you listen to the song. They would then just holler, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. I'd like to suggest to you as I come to a hurried close that Deacon Harrison was a good man. He came to see about his family when they called him. He helped to raise siblings like they were his children. I'd like to say to you, Deacon Harrison was a good man. He was a good man who took in cousin Jessamae folks and didn't say a word or have an argument behind it. That sounds like a good man. He looked good. He smelled good. He acted good. He gave good. Let me get right here on this gave good. We were having a meeting on the phone one month, and I would try to keep Deacon Harrison, involved in what was going on down here in the country in Moro since he had moved to the big city of Little Rock. And I just thought it's just right to respect the man. He'd been here before I got here. And so even if I'm the new pastor, in charge, I owe him some respect because he's been here. He's a pillar of the church. So I would call him and I would talk to him and share him. I said, Deacon Harrison, I'm the new pastor and I'm trying to do some things. I'm going to have a meeting with the deacons. I'd like for you to be on and just share with us whatever your wisdom, whatever you have. Give it to us. I want to take it. I want to use it. I want to work with it. And when you come back from Little Rock, I don't want you to come here and be surprised. I want you to know what's going on. So if I put up some bells, you will hear the bell and you're not surprised that you know that the preacher done put a bell up. I mean, I wanted him to just know what was going on. We got in a meeting, Uncle Freddie, one night, and he was talking and we were just kind of going back and forth about some things that we need to do and some things I would like to see happen. And Deacon Harrison chimed in. He said, now wait a minute. Brother Deacons, I think, now this is just me, I think, since the pastor been doing such a mighty fine job, I think we ought to give him another $100. If it wasn't before that day, I know it was that day, we were all right with each other. The wisdom and the respect that he spoke with, nobody said a word. Nobody had an argument. Evidently, they either thought I was doing a good job or they just respected the man's word. I don't care, and don't y'all tell me which one it was. I'll just go with what I'm going with while I go to the bank. Will y'all? He gave good. He talked good. I'd like to say to you that I'm thinking that even though he was a good man, every day could not have been a good day. I'd like to think that some days he was sick. Some days he didn't feel good. Some days he didn't want to do. Some days he didn't want to work with anybody. Some days had some storms. Some days had some clouds in the sky. This good man, I think some days had a bad day. Do you believe that? Every day on the earth is not a sunny day. Some days life was filled with some storms. He was a survivor and a veteran of the Korean War. Can I tell you a little bit about the Korean War? It did not last as long as the other wars, but it was just as bloody, if not more. 5 million people lost their lives in the Korean War. And while they were there, the winter was cold. They didn't have the proper attire to be in while they were in the winter, shivering because it was blistering cold. And then in the summertime, I'm talking about Brother Harrison was over there in the Korean War, and then in the summertime it was hot, it was steamy, and they said that the landscape was so hard to trek that some days their shoes would wear out because they couldn't get across the landscape. It was so difficult. Here is a good man stuck in another man's war, trying to fight for the freedom of America. You want to talk about having a good day? Some days are not good, and I think this this good man has some hills to climb. He has some trouble in his life, but still he remained as good as he could possibly be. This good man every day wasn't a good day, but I think Deacon Harrison had to know somebody. I think Deacon Harrison had to have a good connection with somebody. I think Deacon Harrison knew somebody with this kind of power that could look at disease and it not bother him. In the text in Matthew chapter 8, what Jesus has just done, he has looked at a particular man who is filled with leprosy. And because Jesus is there, he simply reaches out and touches the man, and the man comes away healed. I'd like to think that Deacon Harrison knew this man. I'd like to think that he knew this man while he listened to another centurion who came to Jesus and said to Jesus, I run people, I'm over things. I got thousands of people who listen to what I say, but I got a servant back home and he needs some healing. He needs to be touched. And Jesus said, well, show me where he is. I'll come to him and I'll try to do what I can. But the man says, listen, I believe what I have heard about you. They told me how powerful you were. They told me how wonderful you were. I don't even need you to come to my house. Please just send the word and I believe he'll be healed. The Bible says that Jesus took a step back and said, in all the land I have never seen faith like this. I believe that Deacon Harrison had to know this man. I believe he had to know somebody who had the kind of power that could just speak a word and lives would be changed. I believe Deacon Harrison knew this man who could touch somebody who wasn't supposed to be touched and still be healed. I believe Deacon Harrison knew that man. Isn't it something when you can know somebody like this? Because now the boys are on the boat. They're getting ready to go to the other side. And while they're traveling to the other side, the scripture says that a storm rises. So now while they're on this ship trying to get to the other side, the storm, the waves and stuff is starting to get out of control. And Jesus is in the bottom of the ship taking a nap. But these people knew exactly who they had on the ship. And this man, the one I'm talking about, whose name is Jesus, comes out of his sleep, rises and steps out on the ship and begins to talk to the wind and the waves and the sea. And the Bible said that it was peace and calm over the elements. What kind of man? What manner of man is this that could come out here and speak to the elements and the elements obey his voice? This has to be somebody who we can be acquainted with, that this man, even while he was sleeping, could arise and cause the nature to get back in line. It was this man who would help us even in this particular place that we're in, that we may be experiencing some kind of sadness, some kind of loneliness. If we get connected to this man, I believe our lives would be better. I'd like to suggest to you that Deacon Harrison, the only way he could be a good father, the only way he could be a good husband, the only way he could be a good brother, the only way he could be a good uncle or a good pawpaw, the only way he could be a good man to the community, he had to know Jesus. I want to share with you a few moments about how good Jesus is. You understand that when Jesus was out there, he touched a man who did not need to be touched, and still he came out delivered. It is Jesus who has the ability to do that. He has the ability to bring us our power over our sadness, power over our sickness. He has power over demons. As a matter of fact, he is so powerful that while he was moving in his journey, some men came to him and said, we want to go with you wherever you go. And Jesus said, well, I know you're saying that, but let me tell you about where I'm going and what I got to do. He said, everywhere I go, foxes, they got holes to live in. He says, and when I look up in the sky, birds even got nests. I know you think you want to follow me, but let me tell you, I don't have a bed to lay in. I got nowhere I can lay my head. You better watch and be careful when you talk about you want to follow me. And so what Jesus then goes out to do is to show them what it really meant to follow somebody who was so powerful and so awesome that we could not explain how great that he was, because he shares with us the power of his comfort. He shares with us the power of what when we go through. He shares with us the thing that brings us through all of the trial and the tribulation that we've got to deal with. For the Bible said that while he was moving on his travel that a word came to him that his friend Lazarus had died. And so the Bible declared that when Jesus got the news that Lazarus had died, somebody so close to him, the Bible said he sat down and he wept, which means that the man God, this Christ God, had the same human feelings that we got today, because it means that I love Deacon so much I didn't want to see him go. I love Deacon so much I didn't want to see him suffer, because I thought about how wonderful of a man he really is. But then I could see that the way he loved his family, I could see the way that he dealt with his sickness and he never complained. I could see that this man was a mighty good man. I mean, everybody came up here and took over 2 minutes. Oh, you know you didn't stay within your time frame. I mean, you came up here and just shared all of this good information and told us how wonderful Deacon Harrison was. You told us how he helped you play baseball. You told us how he took you, picked you up, and took you down to the university. I mean, it has to be a good man that can do something like that. And even when he don't feel his best, he's still trying to do what the Lord wants him to do. Well, I like to tell y'all in my close, I know Deacon Harrison had to know somebody, and there's somebody that he knew. His name is Jesus. For the Bible says he was born on a holy night. He was born on a silent night. All was calm and all was bright. Round young virgins, mother and child, holy infant. So this is my Christmas sermon right here. Tender and mild. His name is Jesus, the Son of God, the sweet Lamb of God, the Rose of Sharon, the one you got to know in order to get through your trials, the one you got to know to get through your pain. I know Deacon Harrison was a mighty fine man. I know Deacon Harrison was a mighty good man. I know when you needed something, you call Robert. I know when you needed somebody, go call Robert. I know he's a good man, but I got to tell you who Robert had on the inside. It was somebody down on the inside, and his name is Jesus. I feel like preaching. His name is Jesus. I wonder if there anybody in the room with me today that know you got Jesus and know you're not ashamed. I got a good man living on the inside. I got a good man that'll hold me in the storm. I got a good man that'll wipe my tears. I got me a good man that'll rock my troubles away. Is there anybody in the room today and you're not too mean and you're not too sad to lift your hand and say, Reverend Smith, I know a good man. Come on, use your preaching voice. Say, Reverend Smith, I know a good man. I knew Robert was a mighty good man, but I know somebody else who is greater than Robert. They hung him high. They stretched him wide. He hung his head, and for me he died. But that's not how the story ends. 3 days later, Christ died. It'll make Coco as great as he is. Who could do that? Coming back from Chicago and have to build up the phone. Be lied on. Be talked about. Be misused. And still come to church and sing a song. Say, I know the Lord will make a way. Yes, he will. say, Lord, you can go to God in prayer. And every one of your burdens. I wish I had a friend in church. You can leave them right there. Yeah. Take your burden. Leave them there. Come on. Yeah, let's sing it. I know the Lord will make a way. Oh, yes, He will. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know the Lord. Yeah, He'll make a way. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, He'll make a way. He'll make a way for me and for you. And I know the Lord will. Lord have mercy. You see us through. Yeah, 'cause I know the Lord. The Lord will make a way. Yeah, yes, He will. Help me sing it. Oh, yes, He will. Yes, He will. Oh, I know the Lord will. Yes, He will. Come on, help me sing. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, Lord, yes, He will. Yeah, yes, He will. Yes, He will. 'Cause I know the Lord. Yeah, You make a way. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, help me sing it, mama. Oh, yeah. Yes, He will. Oh, I know He'll make a way for you. Yeah. Yes, He will. What a mighty good man. Oh, yes, He will. Yeah, yeah. Woo. Yes, He will. Yes, He will. Oh, the world from you withhold all of the silver, yeah, and all of the gold. And if you have to get along somewhere just to make a path. Yeah, you just remember God's word. Ooh, how He feed, and He take care of the little bitty bird. Yeah. So take your burden to the Lord, man. Yeah, you can leave them there. Help me say, yes, He will. Yeah, whoa. Yes, He will. Yeah. Yes, He will. He'll make a way for you. Yeah. I'll be alright. I'll be alright. I'll be alright.